So, where were we?
Oh, I was just thinking that this is gonna... I don't know, I think they're cute on you and really hard to see me and Olive.
We can change it if you want.
No, I'm not gonna move to anything if I'm not gonna back down to triggers. I'm not gonna back down to fucking pigtails.
I would not picture it or phrase it as you backing down to pigtails, but if you wanna, God, relief. If you want to change the hairstyle, we could change it on your side, or...
No, I'll always just feel like I changed it because I had to. I'd rather get used to it. Be able to front like this. I don't want anything to fucking disturb me.
Alright. Oh god, this is already a lot better.
Has it gotten worse?
Yes, and I know why as well. It's like that thing in therapy where, like, if there's ever an expansion, there's going to be a contraction. I think with DID, what that might lead to is, like, if you do some serious work processing and integrating, like, serious trauma, then you get, like, slammed with denial. That's bothering the hell out of me.
I mean, yeah, that bothers the hell out of me too, not just our aesthetic.
I know. I don't mind.
One thing definitely holds a bit more priority than the other.
Of course. You know having our hair good is important.
Funny, you know what I mean. You feeling, you getting slammed with denial is...
You know, I'm so used to it in some parts of me, and in some parts of me it's like I've never even got used to it at all. Fucking, it absolutely fucking bites.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah. No, this one was fucking trash. It was like, every time you'd go to speak or say something, I like, man, I can't even describe it. It was so weird. It was like I'd tense up. Like, I'd feel that you were about to say something, and I'd get really tense and really like, no, that can't happen. And it was like, that can't happen because you're going to not say something. It was like, oh no, that can't happen because if you go to say something, I'll realise you can't say something and I'm in control of you speaking. And then when I try and make you, it was like seeing you like a internal puppet or something. And like, if I was stuff like that though, because it's like, it would feel like, oh no, you can't speak. And then like, oh, it's so hard to explain because it wasn't like they were directly connected. But it was like, no, you can't speak because I'll find out that I'm in control of you speaking if you try to speak. And then there'll be this panic, but then whenever you like it always went against what that train of thought was telling me would happen. Something really fucked with my breathing, dude.
Maybe the overtones of panic, you know.
Feel my fucking pulse in the back of our neck. So it was like, you can't speak because I'll see how it's like, I'll see behind the scenes, I'll see the strings being pulled, and then I'll freak the fuck out. And it was this gross fucking terrifying feeling of being like completely alone. Like I'd see that you didn't exist, and like you wouldn't be here. And also like shame, maybe? Or like self-blame and like worry, but in a how could I have made all of this up kind of way, but not like how could I have made all of this up, like how could I have, because there's differences in those. And then the feeling of being like completely alone in the room, but also at the complete same time, it was like you keep moving, like the way you make a facial expression and it's not mine, and you would say something and I would not, it would be the same as like Brian saying something, in that I hear it be said, I don't know what you're going to say before you say it, I just hear it. If we're both very grounded, I sometimes can feel you speak, but it's still not my voice coming out of my mouth, and I don't have plans to say what you're about to say. So it's like, it still kind of has the out of the blue element. So it was like this total and complete paralyzing fear of you being revealed to not be there, and me a horrible liar, and how could I, and total isolation and complete loneliness. And then at the same time, but like interspersed between the two, you'd move or you'd say something and like my whole fucking nervous system would jump, because it's just, that was so tangible and so real. And it's like I'd keep focusing on it, and then the next time you said something, it would be even more like fucking shocking, because I'd be focusing on it going, you know, what the hell is this effect? Like thinking about the fears I just had and thinking like, so I'm in control of this, really? And then you'd say something I didn't expect, and I'd like be kind of taken aback and like, I didn't say that, I didn't plan for you to say that. And then like you'd say something else and I'd be like really paying attention, and like it would hit me harder, and I'd be like, but I didn't, it's like it's really hitting me every time you say or do something that I can't control. And it feels like it's like flaring this panic in my chest, and then this immediate, no, you can't say anything, resistance, like you can't say or do anything because then I'll see you don't exist. But then you say or do something and it becomes obvious that that is not the fear. The fear is seeing that you do exist. And maybe that's generating denial. Maybe that's what this is.
I mean, it's that or you're insane.
Absolute monster.
No, denial's a real bitch. I told you, you have a harder time of it. I don't have to deal with this shit.
I hate it. It feels so like I'm to blame, and lonely, and isolated, and like, it just feels so isolating. And at the same time, it's like, I feel so relieved that you're speaking and that you're moving and that I'm not in control of you moving or speaking and that I can't stop you even if I really try really hard. And at the same time, that I'm so grateful for and so relieved for brings me like palpitations. I could still feel my fucking heart beating in the back of my head and neck because it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so...
Starts with an R.
God. Real. You're far too meta for these conversations. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know what it is, because it's like we can have... We engage so casually in everyday life, generally. And then there's these periods of time. But yeah, thinking about it, it's like we just had like a week of intensively talking about really serious trauma and really serious shit and going to like very dark childhood stuff that I don't have a lot of memories or access to, if any, really. At the most I've got like... I've got a couple of flashbacks and I've forgotten them.
More than a couple.
Well then, I've forgotten more than I realised.
Yeah. And that's fine. As this stuff goes, wouldn't say it was fine, but...
God, I feel sick. It's like I'm getting paralysing fucking dread and fear in case you don't respond and you suddenly just stop existing. And then I'm getting absolute like heart slamming against my chest terror at the unpredictable, uncontrollable realness of everything you say and do, because you so clearly exist and you're so clearly not me. I'm really relieved. It's such a fucking alien feeling, man. It's like being alone in a room and like speaking to, I don't know, like a ghost or some mythological creature and being like, oh, if you're here, move the dice, but then it moves, but over and over again, provably it happens, that like the feeling that you'd have as you're like realising, okay, I'm actually talking to... You
could have said demon.
And it gives me such a fucking... such an intense emotional reaction, oh my god. Like, my whole body is almost shaking, but I can still feel my heartbeat in the back of my neck. Deep panic breathing, and I nearly burst out crying like 3 times. And yet I'm so scared every time I finish a sentence. It's like my brain it gets so quickly. I'm not the one holding the straw, what the fuck? It's just little things like that, like I did not pick up the straw. I'm not fucking around with the straw right now.
I wanted to know if I could tie it in a knot with one hand. Yes, I can, but you keep getting scared every time you finish a sentence.
Oh my god, and I'd lost where I was, and you remember it, so that's just even more. I keep getting so scared every time I finish a sentence that you're not going to respond, and it's like, I'm fucking shocked. I mean, beyond words, more than shocked, by how quickly my brain can just oscillate between what if you're not real, actual terror, and oh my god, you're so fucking real, shock and terror. And I don't know what's happening. What the fuck? I'd always rather take the terror where you're real, for the record. They're not, like, indistinguishable.
I know. I'm not offended. I'm not worried. Well, I'm not worried in that way.
You are worried?
Maybe not worried. Mildly concerned. For you, not at you. For your experience, I know you'll be fine. I'm not that worried. Just... That's pretty fucking rough. And... oh, it gets... I know how deep we've got to go. And we ain't there yet, and I've seen the effect this has on you. I hate it. I'm not looking forward to seeing the effect that you learning more has on you. I'm fucking hating seeing the effect that you learning anything about what we've been through has.
Is that what this is? Just like... Just a response. Just a normal host response to learning about some of the trauma.
I think so. I think it may have quite a profound effect. Maybe more than we're expecting. Maybe for longer than we're expecting. It was only like a couple of days ago.
You're not gonna leave, right?
I ain't ever gonna leave. I can't. You are very much stuck with me.
But like, me going into this sort of denial. When we were kids, there were parts of me that, like, if I got what I now know is denial, like that fear, and that reclining, panicked, no, this can't be fucking real sort of sensation, I would stop being able to hear you. Or you'd stop responding. Is that gonna happen again?
I don't know what is gonna happen. If something goes on that makes it difficult for you to hear me though, we've got a lot more understanding about how and why that happens now. We got better communication built up. If you do stop being able to hear me, the only thing that will happen is you'll wake up to some sort of scrawled journal note or a vlog. I might really fuck around at doing red nail varnish. Like good old days. You won't... I ain't gonna disappear. You're not gonna stop being able to hear me. Not in any sort of permanent sense. That can't happen. I can't go anywhere. I wouldn't if I could.
I don't understand how we can have like